Hi guys, it's Lily. Welcome back to my channel, and today is a day that I have been waiting for 3 years. Basically, a while back I reacted to the trailer for The House of Gaunt. I'll link that video down below if you want to go watch it. It's out! The House of Gaunt is finally out. It's here. And so, of course I'm here to react to it. So we're gonna watch this. For literally everyone who has no idea what I'm talking about The House of Gaunt. The history of the Gaunt family from Harry Potter, which was never really included in the movies, but like if you read the books there's a lot more information there. And this is Voldemort's family, because his name, like his surname is Gaunt, actually. So this is the story of Voldemort and how he became Voldemort. The main character of this is, of course, Max Sons as Voldemort, or as well Tom Riddle, because we're gonna see his life through this. Max Sons is a French actor, but this is in English. The door!
You're a witch, aren't you? You're a bloody witch!
Oh my god! Hello, lady? Okay, so he was a muggle, from what I understand, and accidentally found her with a baby. Okay, alright. Oh, I love this. That was so smooth, I loved it. 9 months ago! This is before she got pregnant. Great! Elves? Are those elves? What are these? Whose house is this? Character reveals! Oh.
Good evening. I'm from the Ministry of Magic.
Ooh, Parselton.
I'm sorry, I don't understand you.
I think I know who this is.
Mystery, is it?
Correct. And you, I take it. Oh, Mr. Gaunt.
This is Marvolo Gaunt.
Ah!
That was his son.
Right. Are you pure blood?
But neither here nor there.
Okay, basically, they were obsessed with pure bloods, and they just hated everything that was not pure blood, so. That's why he asked. That's Marvolo's daughter. Marope, her name is. Yeah, so she has a traumatic past, and that's why she isn't able to use magic. And so they think that she doesn't have magic, but she actually does. Just because of her past, she isn't able to use it now. Because trauma. Oh yeah, so they did get horses for this, by the way, which was quite... Anthony,
my God.
Hello, hon.
What a nice war. Couldn't your father have that hovel cleared away, Tom?
Well,
What?
this is
He
not
returned
ours.
with a girl!
Everything on the other side of the valley belongs to us.
Oh, gross. Oh,
That's
the
a riddle.
painting opened his eyes. Great.
So-
Dude, it just started. What, they're already killing each other. What, they ran away? And left her?
Where are they?
We won't harm you.
That's it? They caught them? It was that easy? So she has the necklace, which is not a horcrux yet, it's just a necklace. It's the heirloom of the family, of the Slytherin family. Oh, he's here! On his freaking horse. She looks kind of terrifying with like the hood up and everything. She's just gonna like go to a random stranger and like that's it. Just talk. Oh come. I think it was a potion. I don't remember exactly. Oh no. Oh, I know what this is. That's him. That's Tom Riddle. Oh, that shot was in the trailer. Ooh, the ring. Ah! Oh my god. Okay, the fact that they got copyright on this music.
I think you'll like this even more.
If it's the luck.
Of course, Bert knows I've got this one. I bought it from him 30 years ago.
The ring's mark. 30 years ago, you say.
I had to. Bert bought it apparently from a good-looking woman. It does not matter.
So, for people who don't know, Merope, the daughter who was a squib that they treated shitty, she sold the necklace because she didn't have money to survive. Like, she didn't have anything. So she stole that necklace.
Miss Hepzibah Smith, this object belongs to me, and this powerful woman was my mother.
Yes. See? Gross. See, the shot that we saw from the like start of the movie when she's holding a baby, right? That was baby Tom. I think this is where he made the horcrux. And there goes the ministry.
I arrest you for the murder of Hepzibah Smith, whoever you are. Surrender.
Whoever he is. Oh, you'll find out in like 2 seconds, man. You're gonna die. Takes it off.
Open fire!
Oh my god! Single-handedly. I don't want to say we stand Voldemort, but we stand Voldemort. I never thought I would be standing Voldemort, but here we are. No, honey, I'm so sorry, sir, you're gonna die. Oh, you realize who he is now? This reminds me of how Harry fought Voldemort. It has the same colors too. I love how we changed through that to this. Oh my god! Oh yeah, this is James and Lily with baby Harry. This is when he tried to kill them. I love that they showed that, like the movies did, but also in the movies he was in their house, so it's a bit confusing that they're outside. She did, everyone's dead. Is that supposed to be Bellatrix or something? And there goes the Dark Mark. That's a lot of people. I love the black hair, it suits him. Oh, this is how he got the scar. You know what, this is very interesting to see like a different way of how this went. And that's it. This was so good. Look, the 3 years that we waited for this was worth it. First of all, we all thought it was gonna be in French at first, right? It wasn't in French, it was in English. Most of the actors are French though. So, I don't know how much English they already knew, how much English they had to practice for their roles, but it's amazing. Like, honestly, I feel like you wouldn't be able to tell that they're French actors if you didn't know, right? First of all, there's a few like additional stuff that I want you guys to know. They showed that Merope, the daughter, was a squib. Or they thought she was a squib, but she wasn't. A squib, for those who don't know, is a person who was born into a magical family but did not have magic. She actually did have magic, but because of her traumatic past, as I mentioned in the reaction part of the video, she stopped using magic. That's entirely to blame on Marvolo Gaunt because he was abusive towards her, and because of that she just stopped doing magic. He was sent to Azkaban when they caught him, as you saw. Then Morphin was sent to Azkaban because he terrorized muggles and in general performed magic in front of muggles, which, you know, is both illegal. So he was sent to Azkaban for that. That is when Merope had to sell the Slytherin necklace to the shop Borgin and Burke's, from which the lady Hepzibah Smith later on got it from. She did that to survive because she didn't have any heritage, she didn't have any magic, she didn't have any money. Marvolo was freed from a 6-month sentence in Azkaban, and then when he came home he found out that Merope had married a muggle. And he was so disgusted by this because, you know, their whole family is nuts on pure blood supremacy or whatever. After that, he never mentioned having a daughter ever to anybody until his death. Morphin returned from Azkaban after a 3-year sentence, succeeded Marvolo as the family patriarch. He lived in solitude for 13 years until he was sentenced to life in Azkaban, and then he was already old and had a multitude of mental health issues. Then Voldemort came to visit Morphin in Azkaban as his nephew, and since Morphin had a bunch of mental health issues and memory issues because he was already old, he believed that the dude is actually his nephew, which it wasn't. And after Voldemort framed Morphin for the murder of the Riddle family, which he confessed to because, you know, he didn't remember. So he couldn't vouch for, like, himself and be like, hey, I didn't do this, he's lying. No. So he confessed to a crime that he never committed, and until his innocence was proven by the Ministry of Magic, it was late. He died in Azkaban. And then he was buried in the Azkaban burial grounds. That's a little bit of info that you guys probably wouldn't know if you haven't read the books or if you just watched this without knowing the characters. Now, The House of Gaunt is a fan film, right? Which you would not tell, by the way. It's honestly so good that you doesn't look like a fan film at all. It looks so professional, and I'm so glad that Joyce, the director, did this. It's perfect. It tells the real story of Voldemort's life from the books, and probably a few like stuff added from the creators, but most of the story is based on the books, and we never got that before. Like in the Harry Potter movies, we saw the story from Harry's perspective, right? So we never got any backstory for Voldemort except for he was a dude who was studied at Hogwarts, so then suddenly became evil. That's right about it. We never got detail about his life, and this shows everything. This shows his life. This shows from literally his birth up to the point where he became Voldemort, how he created a horcrux, which we'll get into, by the way, and how it all began. And I'm so happy that we got to see that. The other thing that I absolutely loved about this is the fandoms merging. Because Maxence Neufchâtel is a French actor who was a part of the French remake of Scam France. He played Elliot, and that's that fandom, right? And then the Harry Potter fandom, which absolutely loved Harry Potter, read the books, watched the movies, that finds this thing that we have now. I am a part of both of those fandoms, and it's like those fandoms are merging together, and it's very interesting, and I love to see it. Now, as I said, I'm going to discuss the horcrux thing for a moment. The necklace. And he did it. As you saw, he killed the lady, and he was angry that she, like, talked down on his mother. So the lady was Hepzibah Smith. There's not much information about her, but I'm gonna give you stuff anyway. So Hepzibah Smith was rumored to be a descendant of Helga Hufflepuff. That's how she acquired the cup of Hufflepuff. Of course, that's not really confirmed, so I don't know. Tom Riddle used to work at Bergen & Burke's, which is an antique shop located at 13B Nocturne Alley, owned by Mr. Bergen and Mr. Burke. Hepzibah was a hoarder of stuff like that. Antiques, she had everything. Any old stuff she could get from that shop, anything she could buy that had some sort of value, but was also an older thing. She had everything. She was in possession of Helga Hufflepuff's cup, of course, and also the Slytherin locket. Now, Tom visited Hepzibah Smith on behalf of Mr. Burke, and her being her, that was purely her personality. She showed him her most famous possessions, which were the cup and the locket. She didn't know who he was at the time, so she was just oh, look at what I have, just being be jealous of me, I have this, you don't. Then when she shows them to Tom, as you already saw in the film, he killed her. Now the difference here is that in the books he goes to her house, and that's when she shows those things to him. But what we saw in the film was a fancy ball or whatever. Then Tom kills the lady, and he uses her death to create a horcrux. Now again, the difference here is, since it was a ball in the film, you didn't see the details, but in the book he did it at her house, and most rich people had house elves, right? So Hepzibah's house elf's name was Hucky, and after killing her, Tom planted a fake memory into the brain of the house elf that she had, so the house elf wouldn't rat him out. The memory was that the house elf accidentally poisoned her while making her tea. Instead of taking the sugar, the house elf took the poison and put it in her tea. Which why would you have sugar and poison next to each other in your kitchen? It already doesn't make sense. But that's the fake memory that the house elf had. And so no one suspected that it could have been Tom. Tom wasn't necessarily Voldemort then, so he went on with his life. Before the death of the house elf, though, Albus Dumbledore acquired the correct memory of that day, and he saw what happened, actually. But I feel it was too late. Her name is Hepzibah, which is a Hebrew female name. It means my delight is in her. Hepzibah Smith died between 1955 and 1961. That's when he killed her. But that's info that you didn't know about that lady. And another difference here is with the books and this movie, it's when he kills Lily and James. Because, for example, in the Harry Potter movies, he goes to their house to kill Lily and James. But what happened was Lily and James were walking down the street, probably going home or who knows where. He walks up to them, and that's when he kills them and gives Harry the mark. So that's different. I don't think it makes a big difference, whichever way it actually happened. I hope you enjoyed my reaction. Subscribe to me down below for more reactions and turn on your notification bell. Follow me on my social media to see what I do there. I'm going to link the House of Gaunt down below. Go watch it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!